Greetings, YouTube. This week we're going to be going over two different mono black aggro decks. The first one is my little creation here. I threw in Cult Conscript as well as Evolved Sleeper. So we're going for, let's make sure that we have a 1-drop on turn 1. We're running 4 cut downs. I decided to try out Ashnod's Harvester. My thoughts were that it's really good against the mono blue deck, helps remove the enemy's graveyard even more, and a lot of times I found myself with Tenacious Underdog being able to blitz being the way that I get enough damage through at the end. So I was like, hey, let's give it a shot and use this as an Unearther. We can only do it once, but let's try it out. And I kept 2 Go for the Throats and 2 Infernal Grasps for the removal. So we've got a total of 8 removal. This has been bad in the mirror match because you can't remove the enemy Flesh Gorger. But other than that, it's been really decent removal. I'm running 4 Misery Shadows and 4 Underdogs. Once again, really going for that low curve. I bumped up the Graveyard Trespasser to 4. I'm running 1 Gix. I've seen a couple of deck lists that run more than 1. But the Gix plus Shieldred combo, if I put more Gix in, I think I want to put more Shieldreds in and kind of make it go for a longer game plan. Running 2 Lilianas of the Veil. This is pretty good, except for against the control deck. This is kind of a whiff. You can still at least make them discard cards. And then Shieldred, this card, now that I've played a couple games with this deck, I think I went the wrong direction. Some decks run multiple copies of Shieldred and kind of a later game strategy. And Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. So I decided to run 2 of these as well. So some of the cards to consider, especially for best of 3, Duress is a really great sideboard against the control decks. Could go for 3 Go for the Throats and 1 less Infernal Grasp if you're feeling like you're coming up against a lot of, or not coming up against a lot of enemy Flesh Gorgers. Razorlash Transmigrant is actually what made me think about running Ashnod's Harvester. I saw a couple of lists that were running one of these. And I haven't given it a shot, but it's definitely in some deck lists. Same with Transmigrant's Crown. Decided that I'm going to try to go for a lower thing, so I'd rather get a body on the board rather than take a turn off to play Transmigrant's Crown. Reckoner Bankbuster is in a lot of lists. It's a very useful card draw, and when you have Shieldred in play, Reckoner Bankbuster can be just an obscene amount of life gain. I like this in more in decks that have a larger amount of Shieldreds. Malicious Malfunction is a great sideboard card against Azorius Soldiers. You could just completely wipe their board. Like I mentioned, some of copies are playing more Shieldreds. Nightclubber I've seen in some lists as well as kind of like a Malicious Malfunction. It's really good against the Soldier deck. And then Soul Transfer is an alternative to Infernal Grasp or Go for the Throat. I think that this is stronger in lists that do include Reckoner's Raid so that you get more of the enchantment synergy, but it's definitely worth a consideration. Sorin the Mirthless I've seen in some deck lists. Some run like 3 Lilies, some run 2 Lilies and a Sorin. Any Planeswalker that can create its own blocker is useful, and I think this is particularly nice against the aggro red deck. We haven't had very much problem with it, so something to keep in mind, though. Same with Gix's Command. I've seen a couple of lists where this is the top end, and the +2, +1/+1 counters and lifelink can be really nice if you're racing, and also you can wipe the board. Invoke Despair, also more of the top end. I think that, as you will see in the coming video, yesterday did not go super well with this deck, and now that I've experienced that, I'm tempted to check out a list that's a little bit more towards the mid-range. I was thinking Invoke Despair would be too slow, especially trying to go for more of the like 1, 2, 3 curve, and I think that it's probably better. The mono black deck list that you're seeing running Invoke Despair, I'm tempted to check out for sure. And then Junji. Junji's also a card that makes a pretty decent top end, especially with Flesh Gorger. Being able to flip a full-blooded Flesh Gorger onto the field if they have removal for Junji is really great. And then it also gums up the sky. Last but not least, we have Blast Zone. This is, I think, better in the mono black control deck, where you're just trying to get even one more land to count as removal. So I decided not to run it. I decided to run 3 Mishra's Foundries, a Takenuma, and 20 Swamps, because my thought was, despite our low curve, we do have things like Misery's Shadow, where we don't really want to run just a super low curve. It could be wrong for this deck list. Something is wrong with this deck list, as you will see in the coming video. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you after 50 games. We're getting the decent curves. We've got a turn 1, turn 2, and then removal. So as far as the aggro checklist goes, we're at least doing that segment of it. And then we've got removal here. Lots of removal this time around. Okay, Fable's fine. Helping the board with Evolved Sleeper better than hitting with Mishra's Foundry? I think so? Still not hitting our turn 4 land, which is why we're running such a high mana curve. If they remove either one of us, okay. Hey. Oh, did I click the wrong... I'm just having a day today, man. I clicked the wrong one. I hate how you can do that. Like, that should have been 1 more damage. It should be at 7. I'm playing like a boss. Okay, so Mardu Angels, they're stalling until they get their Archangel of Doom. Still can't believe that Evolved Sleeper's not a 3/3. It's gonna matter too, because then they play the Archangel and they wipe my board. So they should be at 3 right now. It would mean that blitzing would be lethal. Okay, Steel Seraph. Neither cut down nor go for the throat would hit that. The good thing is that they would have to block Eh?
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things.
Alright, so they did have that.
I've always hated
If they gain lifelink and are able to win this game, I'm gonna be so pissed. And look, the misclick is gonna make me lose.
Don't overthink things.
What did they top deck? Without the misclick, that would have been a win. At least there's that. Yep. They gain 4. And then next turn they're gonna gain ton. I can't believe I lost this game because of that. Oh, you son of a. Okay, well then they gain 7, and then we're pretty much toast. Blitz here. This can just block this, so that's no. All that removal. Like, we should have had this one! I had lethal and I screwed it up! Can I get back a Planeswalker with this? Oh, I can. And this is legendary, so that makes this cheaper. For 3, I need to draw a land, and then I can get back Lily. There's hope. It's not a lot of hope, but there's hope.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. Ah, one of your friends has to leave.
Okay, no more lifelink. They have 3. They start attacking in the air. I think I can race them. Doesn't have vigilance, right? So creates a 1/1, but then we've got enough attackers that that's lethal.
Fine.
What did they top deck? What did they top deck? Oh my god. Steel Seraph. I need to deal 2 damage to them. 2 damage. But I can't lose Shieldred. Steel Seraph, come on! This is ridiculous. Okay, so we could do this and pray for removal. We could top deck 1 Infernal Grasp. We have 1 left. It's nice they have the block there because then we get the draw before Misery's Shadow could be decent. Just keep developing the board. They're gonna gain too much life though. This is so frustrating. Whoa. Oh, they going for it. They're going for the lethal play. Okay, I think we might actually have it. They can't kill Shieldred. So if we attack with both, and we unearth here and blitz here, then we deal 5 damage and they go to 1 HP. I think if I pump Shadow and then it's 6 damage and they're dead. So that was really lucky that we grabbed that. You. I probably should have done something else. Well, for punting this game away, we did recover, but 2 wins out of 10 games is pretty brutal. Oh, they didn't even want. Okay, I think they should have gone for me screwing up. Whew. Oh my goodness. I'm 2-10 right now. I feel like the deck is better than 2-10, but we have gotten an obscene amount of draws, and I don't think this deck is that dependent on play versus draw, but we have 0% on draw, and it has been the majority. We have had the play 4 out of the last 12 games. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. See what removal Mr. Clown. I've also been playing like complete ass. Maybe I should be saving that for. I mean, see what I mean? I've just been playing. I'm like not even thinking. I'm just at this point. I'm just like, I've lost so many games. Ass play not being a good thing in this case. Yes. Okay, so I have 5. I could discard Mishra's Foundry. We're definitely going to discard something here. Alright, this is better when we have other stuff in play, but You like the Foundry discard? Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason to not do that, right?
Don't overthink things.
It would allow us to 2 spell. Underfrog, yeah, underfrog, yeah.
We all have things we'd rather.
We are not in a great spot. Whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. Do I remove their 1 attacker here instead of letting them get the treasure? I think so. And then we've got cut down. Alright, then we've got them sacrificing a creature next turn, and blitzing feels pretty good. Develop the board. Brotherhood's in, come on. I didn't even look through all this. Well, Brotherhood's end was unfortunate. It's all right. Could have done the cut down, but I like the cut down for removal on any small thing they play here. Hopefully they don't slam like shielded. You're kidding me. Okay, okay. Slowly we shall defeat you. Oh my god, we won one. My goal here is to break 20 wins. Alright, so we have 1, we have a 2-drop. Let's go. I've also gotten a ton of the draw. Like, I feel like this deck is really dependent on the play versus the draw. And so another draw game here. Bye-bye, Shieldred. Whoa, going for the Flesh Gorger, huh? That's crazy. I mean, these both die, both similar. Both die to cut down, and this at least doesn't die to go for the throat. Good afternoon, Shock. Now, I'm going to go with the Misery Shadow here over the Tenacious Underdog, just to keep a little bit more in my hand. Like, they knew they knew of the Misery Shadow already, and I can at least dodge Cut Down. Both were probably doomed. So the Harvester actually worked quite well against them there because it did dodge the Go for the Throat. So I do think that this is an interesting card to explore further. This deck list has been struggling though. Alright, that's we need an answer for Shieldred. And that is not it. I can attack with Evolved Sleeper at least here to threaten. And then we can play a Shieldred of our own. Now we kind of offset each other. Lose a life, gain a life. Yeah, the fact that they had removal for Shieldred and I don't, this is not going in our favor. They had the play too, so no blocks. Play something I can remove with Cut Down. We've come up against the mirror match a lot, and the decks going for later strategy have been doing quite well. I kind of want to evolve my Evolved Sleeper and not blitz the Tenacious Underdog. So they go to 10, 12 with the Reckoner Bankbuster draw. We're essentially going to go to 6 HP.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me. We all have things we'd rather.
Damn it. Like, I could totally win this if we can top deck some removal. So, this doesn't look great. We sacrifice something here. I don't think I care about Lily at this point. They can make me discard the cut down, that's fine. And Evolve Sleeper, I could do it, it would ping me for 5, so we would go to 1 HP. 7 puts them at 5, and then 7, 9. I think we're dead either way. I guess if I do this, then Lily gets more value. Ugh, I don't know, this is a tough decision. We're in trouble either way. Okay, not bad. Not bad, it's a playable card. Not fair. I played Shieldred too. Like the thing is that I'm like losing to lists that are very similar to ours. But that is the way of Magic. Like, if we had drawn the removal for Shieldred and they didn't, it would have been an easy win, right? Target player sacrifices a creature. Okay. I think I sacrificed Tenacious Underdog. Or we could pray for the removal. I don't like that, actually. So they hit us for 4, we go to 3, we draw, we go to 1, we get removal for Shieldred, and then we can blitz, or we can do this, and then that hits for a total of 10, and that kills them. Whereas that other play, we would be pretty much screwed if they don't attack. Oh, that's not good. So we're dead. And that was a good order to do it in because I didn't know we were going to be dead. But yeah, so same thing, like this is running the Bank Buster, the Invoke Despair, probably more than just 2 copies of Shieldred, and I have been completely defeated by this deck every single match. Well, alright. My one play game whiffed it on mana. Now we're gonna flood out. Wedding announcement, okay. We go with Flesh Gorger here. You know, I have enough mana to maybe play this out at full force. Take advantage of them not having a huge board for the time being. I've come up against this Gonjo, Reckoner, Bankbuster, Plains Emperor, Wandering Emperor. They didn't have the turn 4 Wandering Emperor, which is nice. Okay, that's a fair amount of damage. Keeping their board clear here is nice. We've been able to apply good pressure. Lily's pretty nice, although they're 1/1s. All they need to do is actually play a creature here. Sarah Paragon, for example. And now I can't get through the Sarah Paragon. And then they can play things from their graveyard. So this is kind of where, like, it's just we're not fast enough. We're not able to get underneath what the opponent's able to play before everything falls apart. Whoa.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
What? Oh, I guess because they can play the Reckoner Bankbuster from the graveyard? Tell you, this is not looking good. We are in trouble. It's nice that they felt like they couldn't attack there. Alright, so that doesn't do much. We'll just start here with the everybody discards a card. Which, with Sarah Paragon, is just, like, not great. Could blitz the Tenacious Underdog and attack with the Cult Conscript. Does get in for 3 damage, and we don't lose anything. Because we can bring it back. It's just not really enough. Guess we could get rid of Farm Hands since they're planning on bringing it back anyway. All right. One downside with Misery Shadow and Tenacious Underdog too is that you have to choose kind of like if I can only make it a 4/4 if I blitz it. Yeah, our hopes and dreams are starting to disappear. I can still make Misery Shadow into an 8/8. Which is enough to attack with. Get rid of Liliana. Nothing I can do about that.
It's no fun when they hit back.
So this is interesting because they have to tap both of their creatures to crew, and they have to block the Misery Shadow. And it will be exiled as well. So I kind of like Blitz here. Block, block. It takes 7. It's really close to lethal. If I attack with Misery Shadow, they have to chump there. It's close. It's close. I'm going to Blitz Tenacious Underdog, though, and go with the Threatening the Pump Misery Shadow. You get rid of a Tenacious Underdog for 1. I don't mind that, since that kind of changes how they have to block. For the 7 is lethal. So if they double tap and crew, they're toast unless they have removal. So that takes 5 damage. Everything gets exiled, so they can't play it back. What a draw. They have exile cards for tapped and whatnot, so just having 2 Misery Shadow here is better. No reason to pump, basically. Okay. They have 2 blockers. They're at 2 HP. They're dead right now. That's huge. Now they have 4 blockers. Still dead unless they have the 1-cost exile card. So we make them have it, right? We don't have anything to ping him for 1. It's a little unfortunate. Do they have the laydown? They have another laydown arms. Hey, we got one! Alright. Hey, it's Games with James. We rated them yesterday, and we've been struggling. All right, they've got the play, and we know they're a good Magic player. Hey, and they're playing mono red. Okay, so cut down's huge here. They play a Feldon. Oh, interesting. This deck has been pretty decent against mono red. I think we do trade here to just try to keep minimizing their board. Especially with Lily. And Mechanized Warfare, okay. Gambit? Alchemist Gambit. Okay, that's an... Oh, yeah, especially because, like, a lot of times you're sitting there and you're at that point where you just, like, you know you've got that last little bit of top deck and then you win. Put Lily here to get rid of their last card so that they're on a top deck. I don't mind that. Means that they don't have any answer for her.
Enough with the mysteries.
And it's not like we're really that sad to lose our swamp. Alright, so the deck does well against mono red. The over-under on this one would be 20, I believe. Alright, what are we against here? Bant, huh? The Gallagreater's deck, okay. Well, let's attack here and see if they block. If they don't, that seems like an easy cut down into underdog. Hit for 7 versus letting them trade. I think we let them trade here. Save the Infernal Grasp for something really big and scary. That looks great to me. Unless they're planning on board wiping. Very possible board wipe. No? Okay. Removal is lethal. Hey, at least we beat the, what, Bant, like, Angels deck? I'm doing pretty well. Getting my butt kicked with this deck. It has not been good. Let's see, I like this over Tenacious Underdog because I think Tenacious Underdog's a good play if they do have counterspells. And Harvester can completely destroy mono blue. Ah, we're against soldiers. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna go with the cut down here. Hell yeah. Write me down for that one too, Isaiah. Valiant Veteran. Do we get the turn for... Yes, we get the turn for Shieldred. Oh my. Harvester I don't think attacks here. Do they have the Cathar? I could attack here and get rid of... Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's just get rid of that thing where they get more value out of it. No Cathar. This is good. This is good. Gaining all the life. Next turn we get to Blitz, Ashnod, and Underdog. Feels pretty good. Oh, wow, okay. Up against a single Harbin, but they did get me to do it. I did lose. I could use this to get Shieldred back, but I think playing both Trespassers is just enough to beat this deck. I don't know. Could be a choice. Could be the wrong choice. We can get rid of... Well, Harvester's got value, and I've gotten rid of my one recursion, so we'll just get rid of Shieldred. I was like, what do they have? What could they possibly have? Trade my board. There was one more creature in the graveyard. This puts them at 4. If I exile the Harvester, which I don't think I'll do. Oh no, you can close it. Oh, I should have played Misery's Shadow first, because then that would have exiled their stuff and they wouldn't get 1/1 tokens out of it. So they get 1/1/1. Whatever. Okay, Resolute Reinforcements. I'm really sad I didn't do it now, because now they get 2 1/1s out of it. Ah, curses. I always forget to play Misery's Shadow before attacking. All right. Can still pump my Shadow out of range. They can give all of their stuff +1/+1 though. Which means if I'd played the Shadow, we would have been really fine. One more would have been nice. They can pump their 1/1 soldier, but they can't attack. They would be toast. Liliana to make them sacrifice their one and only creature is pretty tempting here. And then we have 8. Could also just let them chump block it. It has not been doing well, but it's been a lot of fun, Isaiah. I've been having a mixture of, like, the deck does really poorly on the draw, and we've gotten a fair amount of draw plays. It's tier 2. It's Not. I took a tier 2 deck and tried to make it more aggressive and lowered its curve. And what I found is that like the original deck, we got one. The original deck struggled with mid-range matchups that went longer than it. So what I was like, oh, so if I cut out some of the top end and do some of the lower stuff, then maybe we can like get it done before, right? And it's just been unsuccessful at applying enough pressure. And all the decks that go for the longer stuff have just been destroying us in the mid-range matchup. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. As you can see, we did very poorly right above me, dropping from like Diamond 3 to the bottom of Diamond 4. This deck was pitiful. It was definitely the worst deck we've played so far, coming in with a 40% win rate, 46 on the play, and 33% on the draw. So I can safely say to you that going in the more aggro direction with mono black is not worth doing. It did do okay against the Azorius soldiers. It did okay against the mono red. I thought it was going to just completely destroy mono blue. Especially with all the graveyard hate, it did not. The other one, too, that it didn't do very well against was Naya Invoke, which, get rid of everything that they're trying to invoke, you'd think it would do well, but the deck has just been struggling. And part of it was we did have a little bit of bad luck, but not enough to explain that much of a discrepancy. So we lost to the new Orsov Life Gain. I don't know if you've bumped into that one yet, but we lost to 2 of those. Grixis Midrange, we went 50-50. Enchantments, we went 50-50. We lost 1 to Esper Legends. And then this was either Mardu Angels or... I'm trying to think if we just played a straight Boros deck. I don't think so. I think this is probably Naya Invoke without the green. We did beat a Mardu Angels. I think that's going to be in the video earlier. There's going to be pretty slim pickings. Notably, though, and most importantly, this deck went 0-8 against other mono black decks. So as far as what we did to black, it was the wrong way, for sure. And upon reflection, after playing this deck for 50 games, I think that it makes a lot of sense. Mono black tends to lose in mid-range matchups where you lose to decks that can just kind of have a better late game. And so taking out the late game for even more aggro isn't really where I think mono black is in its sweet spot. But the next one that we're going to be doing is going to be another mono black deck. Shock has made a little proposition bet that we can beat 20 and 30 with a different deck. And so we're going to give mono black a shot. We'll be doing another 50 games on Thursday and Friday. And hopefully it goes better. So thanks for enjoying the video. Hit like and subscribe. And I will catch you all later.